Will Cam Newton start all 17 games this season?
Ooh, I mean, I wish I knew, but I do not.
Big question.
I think that's a very difficult question to answer because Bill Belichick built this team to win now. When you look at what they did in free agency, we made a big uproar about it because we felt like they were spending, but they were value picks. They were adding guys to the team to complete this team. You get some dudes back on defense. You obviously have an opportunity to run 12 personnel with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. You had Aguilar and Bourne on the outside, and obviously you know about the run game and the offensive line. And so this team can win with both of these quarterbacks. And so I believe that Cam Newton is a dude that if he plays the way he plays against the Philadelphia Eagles, if he's going through his progressions, if he's accurate, and then you also add what he can do with his legs, can win football games with the New England Patriots, can get the New England Patriots to the playoffs. But in the bottom and at the end, Mac Jones is the future of this team. Mac Jones is eventually going to be the quarterback. But when does that happen? And the way I see it is, as long as the New England Patriots are in the playoff hunt, and in the playoff hunt because of Cam Newton, not in spite of Cam Newton, he will be the quarterback. As soon as that begins to slip, as soon as we start to see some of the inaccuracies that we've seen, as soon as we start to see the inability to push the ball down the football field, I believe that Mac Jones will be the quarterback. I can't say if that's week 5. I can't say if that's week 10, 16, 17. But this is all about Cam Newton. Mac Jones has shown us what he can do. He's mature, he's poised, he's intelligent, he has leadership qualities. He's a dude that played under Nick Saban, so playing under Bill Belichick is like playing for homeboys. But Cam Newton has shown that he can win football games for this team even last year. They're a fumble away. They're a fourth down stop away on the goal line from being a team with a winning record. As long as Cam comes out and plays well early, I believe he stays the quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm with that, RC. I'm with you. So I think the thing a lot of people forget is that Mac Jones, in a lot of people's eyes, has already been named the future and the guy, and he's supposed to start. There's this big competition. Yet at every step of the way, Cam Newton has outperformed Mac Jones. At every step of the way, Cam Newton has gone and shown, no, I'm the guy for this team. And so I think that Cam Newton's going to start all 17 games. There's this talk of, well, he's injured, and there's injury history. Cam Newton's a dog. Like, yeah, he was injured. He missed one game last year because of COVID, not because of injury. Right. He missed, obviously, 2 years ago. He missed 14 games. Before that, so out of his 10-year career, he's played in almost 90% of all the games. You just want to put the numbers together. And so that's one piece. The second piece I would say is this. And, RC, you pretty much said it all, but I'll just add one piece. They are built to win now, and Cam is the guy to do it. Last year, he had 12 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, right? Going into his 10th year. Cam's the guy to win for that team. And so, Mac Jones, I love his demeanor. I love that he can make every throw. I love that he is the future. But shoot, we're in New York right now. You look outside, there's a couple bridges out there, right? People walk over bridges. They're there for a reason. Let Cam Newton be the bridge for this team this year, this season. I think they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're not going to win the division, obviously, because of Buffalo, but I think they're going to be a playoff team, and Cam Newton's going to get them there.
17 games?
17 games.
No. I could see anywhere from 2 to 12. 16 to 15, you just don't know. Cam is a very good football player, but as RC said, it's on Cam to keep Mac on the bench. And we don't know how long Mac will be sitting on the bench. What we do know, he is the future. We do know that Belichick got the scouting report on Mac Jones from his buddy Nick Saban a long time ago. And now, Acho makes a great point about games that Cam hasn't missed, he's only missed a few amount of games in the span of his career. But here's what he did miss. Practice this week. And we can say, oh, you talking about practice? But practice was very beneficial for Mac Jones. Now, he may not have looked good the other day. This is part of the rookie cycle, the roller coaster. This is what we're going to see. But I'm telling you, that kid learned something that day. Those coaches learned something about that kid in the film room after. Put your hand down. I'm still on the clock. So those coaches learned something about Mac Jones during those practices, the joint scrimmage with the Giants, right? And here's another thing that I know. The veterans, teammates tell you a lot. And the fact that Mac Jones already, in this limited amount of time, it may just be practice, but they are really high on him, tells me, and based on the money that Bill spent in the offseason, all of that tells me that the leash will not be long. So Cam, I hope Cam damn Newton, as Marcus Spears says, balls out. That'd be great for Cam and his future in New England or elsewhere. But if he does not, Mac won't be on the bench very long.
Yeah, I don't think I'm disagreeing with that. And honestly, you know, I did a Kellen Moore, like Sacho would say. Y'all ask me a question and I ain't answered the dang question, right? I gave y'all all the reasons why things could happen, but I didn't say what was going to happen because I truly do not know. And sometimes it's okay to come on TV and be like, nah, I can't predict that, or I'm not prophetic. This is what Bill Belichick has an opportunity, though, to go go two ways with this decision. And I don't necessarily believe that decision can be wrong. But what we do know is this. Once you go to Mac Jones, you stay with Mac Jones. And I think he has shown you that at least for a rookie, he has an understanding that's good enough to run this offense. He has an understanding that's good enough to figure out ways to move this football down the field on a team that's truly built with a roster to win right now. But Cam Newton is the dude to start with. And Cam Newton has every opportunity to keep Mac Jones on the bench because what do we know about Bill Belichick? Let's take this back 2 decades ago, right, where Drew Bledsoe was a Pro Bowl player. Drew Bledsoe was a guy that could lead you to the playoffs. Drew Bledsoe should have slid, but he didn't. So he gets hit in his chest, and there's a dude that comes on the play that's built like a smush donut named Tom Brady. And when he gets on the field, they start to win games. And later on in that season, Tom Brady is hurt, but he's won all these games. Drew Bledsoe comes in, wins a game. Tom Brady's right back in. Why? Because the one thing that Bill Belichick cares about is winning. And so if Cam Newton is playing well enough for this team to win, for this team to compete for the AFC East, for this team to get to the playoffs, they will not rush Mac Jones on the field. Yes, they know he's the future, but the future doesn't always mean you got to rush for it to be right now. And so whatever they learned in practice, you saw them like Rob Ninkovich talking about how, you know, Mac Jones runs up the stairs before everybody else and warms up for 45 dang minutes. That doesn't matter. Cam Newton week 1 and Cam Newton until he shows he's not the man for the job.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.